talk about a team that is used to being a tire fire, but instead finds himself in first place in the division.
Yeah.
I mean, Paul, what do you think of the Cleveland Browns? They are in first place somehow.
Yeah, I have a lot of takeaways from this game, to be honest,
Yeah.
that I'm just mixed feelings about in every way. I don't know if Baltimore is the team that I talked about after the first 2 weeks looking so good. And I don't know if the Cleveland Browns are the team I talked about after the first 2 weeks looking like not good at all.
Yeah.
So I was confused by this game, and my takeaway is I'm excited for next week to see both these teams go out and play because that's what's going to prove to me how good they're going to be this season.
Baltimore's at such an interesting place because
their defense
let's
didn't look good, which I
let's
was super confused about.
let's hit Baltimore quickly first because I think we both have more to say about Cleveland.
Yeah.
Baltimore is at a really interesting crossroads in their season. They've played two decent teams and lost to both of them. Lamar looks like a completely different player in both times. Both times they've played a playoff contender, which is exactly what we all were saying when everyone was like, hand Lamar the MVP after beating the Cardinals and Dolphins. Which is nothing to say. Lamar is clearly better than he was last year. Like, there's no doubt about that.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, the facts don't lie. This team has not looked even close to the same as they did when they were playing bad teams. And their next 2 or 3 weeks will really tell us a lot about them and who they are. But the Ravens are so hard to form an opinion on right now because they've literally, they've played two decent teams and two bad teams, and they're 2-2.
Yeah, well, I think with the Ravens, the thing that I'm confused about is when you think of the Ravens, you think of defense. You think of Terrell Suggs, you think of Ray Lewis, Ed Reed back there, just ballers back there.
It's the thing
now
that
they have Earl Thomas. I expected them to kind of fill that superstar slot, losing with Terrell Suggs, and yeah, they don't look like their normal team.
They lost
on defense, which is really upsetting. So that's kind of my takeaway for that on defense. But yeah, on offense, they just kind of need to figure it out, I think. Lamar Jackson shows signs that he can be great. I've said this every single week. But yeah, I kind of hope they can figure it out, and I'm cheering for them.
The play that shows exactly what Paul is talking about. The Ravens go down the field and cut the lead to 6 and make it 24-18. And you're like, oh, here come the Ravens. This is where they flip the game and they figure it out and they go on and win this game. And first play from scrimmage, Nick Chubb goes 88 yards. That never happens at any point in our recent Ravens memory. That just literally never happens. And that's why when they cut to John Harbaugh on the sideline, he just looked dumbfounded because that's just not a thing that happens to the Ravens. They don't give up that big play. It just doesn't happen. So to see Nick Chubb running completely free, Earl Thomas quitting on the play, that's the concern if you're a Ravens fan. What the hell happened there, and what do they do with that? Because you had them pinned deep too. It's not like this was at midfield after 2 or 3 big plays by Baker to get the momentum back. This was literally the first play from scrimmage from the 12-yard line. Longest run of the year so far for anyone in the NFL.
Yeah, that's against the Ravens, which is like foreign for anybody that is kind of like our age, I'd say. Like in our memories, I've never seen the Baltimore Ravens being a bad defense, looking like a bad defense, and yesterday they looked like a bad defense.
All right. Transitioning to the Browns, maybe the most interesting team in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
I think they want to be the most interesting team in the NFL.
100% they do.
Baker looked better, for sure. So that's definitely a small takeaway, but I think the bigger takeaway, and you can kind of speak to this, is Freddie figured out the blueprint for this team to win games, and it's pretty simple. It runs through one player. His name isn't Odell Beckham Jr., and his name isn't Baker Mayfield. His name is Nick Chubb.
Yep.
When this team plays through Nick Chubb and runs the ball first, they're a way better football team. When they try and spread it out and go 5 wide and force the ball to Odell, or force the ball to Jarvis, or force the ball to Njoku, or frankly just try and play exclusively through Baker, who, believe it or not, is only in his second year and his first full year starting, they're not that good. When they rely on the running game, they look like a really good football team.
Yeah. On that, I think that yesterday, everybody's talking about how Odell only had 2 targets. I think Jarvis Landry played a big part in that game. He made some pretty big catches for some pretty sizable completions on long downs, which is big for the Cleveland Browns, of course, when you need a power running game like they have with Nick Chubb. The thing that is worrying for the rest of the league and really good for the Cleveland Browns is Nick Chubb's about to be a second-string running back in 4 weeks. Kareem Hunt's coming back. Maybe, of course. But Kareem Hunt's coming back. He was a dominant running back when he was in the league last year. A lot of people thought he was a top 5. Some people even were saying top 3 running back in the league when he was in it. So that could completely change this up. But I was shocked seeing Odell Beckham Jr. only had 2 targets. They really took the load off of Baker Mayfield's shoulders, which was good for the team because he can't carry the load at this point in his career. I think he'll get there eventually. But not a knock on Baker, but he's not developed yet as a good quarterback. You've seen it countless times against good teams where he just can't come through. And when they lean on the run game, like you were saying, they come out, play a good game, especially against a team that you thought was going to be a good defense. Dropping 40 on them is huge. So,
yep, the Browns are exactly who we thought they were. Yep. And it's exciting for their fans and for them that they figured it out maybe a couple weeks faster than we thought they would, but they need to be a run-first football team if they're going to find the kind of success that they want us to think that they're going to this season.
Yeah.